Every beach has a story, and sometimes those stories are tucked beneath the waves, waiting to be uncovered. Today, we're exploring the strangest and most spectacular beach discoveries that have left experts baffled and enthusiasts thrilled. These finds aren't just unusual. They're gateways to forgotten worlds and past lives. From the depths of the oceans to the sands of remote shores, get ready to uncover what the sea has kept hidden. Here are the top 20 most astonishing finds on beaches. Number 20. Love letters from World War II. In an incredible find on the Jersey Shore, Kathleen Mullen made a discovery that takes us back to the days of World War II. While walking along the beach, she came across 56 love letters tied with a pink ribbon, washed ashore by the ocean. These letters were not just paper. They were messages of love written from 1942 to 1945 by a soldier named Lynn Farnham to his sweetheart, Dorothy Fallon. Kathleen took the letters home, carefully dried them, and uncovered a beautiful love story that had been lost to time. These letters traced the deep emotions and commitments shared during Lynn's time on the front lines. What makes the story even more fascinating is how these letters, after being lost at sea, ended up back on shore decades later. The path they took remains unknown. Determined to learn more, Kathleen used the internet to find the family of Dorothy and Lynn. She discovered that their love had flourished into marriage after the war, and they had built a family together. By the time the letters were found, Lynn and their sons had passed away, and Dorothy was living in a nursing home in New Jersey. Number 19. Stranded Orca. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are among the ocean's most impressive predators and the largest members of the dolphin family. Despite their power and independence, even these formidable creatures sometimes need help. A striking example of this occurred in 2021 on the shores of British Columbia. A fisherman, while out near the water, made an unexpected discovery: a 20-foot orca stranded among the rocks. Initially believing it to be dead, he quickly realized the orca was alive but unable to free itself. Recognizing the urgency, he called for help and stood guard over the orca to protect it from potential scavengers. As word spread, a remarkable effort unfolded. Locals and wildlife officials came together in an impressive show of solidarity. They formed a human chain and worked tirelessly, passing buckets of seawater over to keep the massive whale moist and cool. Their hard work paid off. After 6 long hours and with the help of the rising tide, the rescue team managed to safely return the orca to the sea. Number 18. Megalodon Tooth. The megalodon, a massive shark that swam the oceans over 3 million years ago, is a creature of fascination and mystery. Unlike the myths of its survival in unexplored ocean depths, which contradict current scientific knowledge, the megalodon thrived in shallow coastal waters, similar to areas where today's great white sharks are found. Imagine finding a relic from a giant predator that swam the oceans over 3 million years ago. The megalodon, an enormous shark that once ruled the seas, has long fascinated people with its massive size and powerful presence, often compared to an oversized great white shark. While some may daydream about megalodons still lurking in the unexplored depths of our oceans, scientific evidence points to their existence in shallower coastal waters, much like the areas where today's great whites hunt. Megalodon's existence ended due to a combination of factors including changing ocean temperatures, scarcity of prey, and competition from emerging predators, like the great white shark. These ancient giants left behind fossilized teeth are among their most celebrated remnants. The thrill of discovering such a piece of history was realized by a 9-year-old fossil enthusiast from Maryland. On Christmas Day 2022, Molly Sampson was exploring the shores of Calvert Cliff State Park along Chesapeake Bay, a hotspot for paleontological finds, when she spotted a 5-inch Megalodon tooth. Already a seasoned collector with hundreds of shark teeth in her collection, Molly's discovery was extraordinary. She took the tooth to Stephen Godfrey, the curator of paleontology at the Calvert Marine Museum, who confirmed its origin. This confirmation solidified Molly's find as a significant contribution to our understanding of prehistoric marine life. Number 17. HarleyDavidson Bike. The 2011 tsunami in Japan was a catastrophic event that left deep scars, taking countless lives and destroying communities. Amidst this tragedy, there are poignant stories of loss, but also of unexpected recovery. One such story belongs to Ikuo Yokoyama, who not only suffered the loss of 3 family members, but also his cherished Harley-Davidson motorcycle. In a twist of fate that spanned thousands of miles, the motorcycle was found a year later on Graham Island in Canada, over 3,000 miles away from where it was lost. Discovered by Peter Mark, the bike was remarkably still inside its storage container, although it had been severely damaged by its transoceanic voyage. Rust and wear had taken their toll, erasing its once pristine condition. Capturing the attention of the public and the media, the story of Yokoyama's Harley-Davidson resonated with many. A representative from Harley-Davidson in Japan reached out to him, offering to restore the motorcycle and return it to him. Yokoyama, touched by the gesture, accepted the offer. His motorcycle was fixed and transported back to him weeks later, providing a small yet significant restitution amidst his tremendous losses. Number 16. World War bombs. Decades after World War II, about 100 unexploded bombs were uncovered beneath the sea near Southampton Beach. This discovery came to light when an unusual tide caused the bombs to wash ashore. Locals quickly alerted the Navy's bomb disposal team, who set up a 600-yard exclusion zone around the area and safely detonated the explosives. The detonations were carried out underwater, which helps to absorb the shock and minimize the impact of the explosion. Experts believe that more such bombs may still be submerged and could pose a greater danger due to their instability and significant corrosion over the years. The exact origin of these bombs, whether they were British or if they were launched from land or sea, remains uncertain. Some locals have theorized that the bombs were not washed up by tides, but rather were dislodged by fishing nets. Number 15. The giant tanker. In May 2016, a remarkable event unfolded along the coast of West Africa. A massive oil tanker, the Tamaya 1, was found deserted on the shores of Robertsport, Liberia. This vessel, over 206 feet long, seemed out of place on the quiet sands, far from its usual routes in the bustling sea lanes. The incident of a ship washing ashore is not entirely uncommon, but the circumstances surrounding the Tamaya 1 were particularly mysterious. The tanker, which had set off from Panama, was last noted traveling through areas with no reported pirate activity, ruling out piracy as a cause for its abandonment. What's more, it was found without any crew members on board, which deepened the mystery. Various theories have been proposed to explain the fate of the Tamaya 1. Some suggest that financial problems might have overwhelmed the owner, potentially leading to a disgruntled and possibly mutinous crew. A more ominous possibility emerged when a fire was discovered in the captain's quarters, hinting at potential foul play. As the Liberian Maritime Authority delved into the tanker's puzzling end, the vessel quickly became a target for local looters and vandals, complicating efforts to uncover the truth. This vandalism obscured many details that could have shed light on what happened to the ship and its crew. Number 14. 250-year-old Swivel Gun. At Dundee Beach, located southwest of Darwin in Australia's Northern Territory, a remarkable discovery was made by a teenager during an ordinary day at the beach. He stumbled upon a swivel gun, a small type of cannon, that experts estimate has been under the sea for nearly 250 years. This finding is particularly significant because it predates Captain James Cook's arrival in Australia in 1770, a time when such weapons were not known in the region. The bronze cannon, which measures 107 centimeters in length, emerged from beneath the sand during an exceptionally low tide. This discovery has captured the enthusiasm of both scientists and historians, sparking a flurry of research and speculation. Among them, Australian researcher Tim Stone has highlighted the cannon as one of the most important historical artifacts ever found in northern Australia. Initially, there was speculation that the cannon might date back to the 16th century, suggesting it could have belonged to early Portuguese explorers. However, further analysis adjusted the estimated age to about 250 years, aligning it more closely with the period of the Makassar traders from Indonesia. These traders frequently visited Australian shores in search of trepang, also known as sea cucumber, which was highly valued. Another theory suggests that the cannon could have originated from an Indonesian vessel that was brought to Australian shores by a storm. Researchers continue to investigate, focusing on the type of bronze used to cast the cannon. They hope that these studies will reveal more about the origins and exact age of the gun, providing clearer insights into this intriguing piece of history. Number 13. Bark, Lady Elizabeth. The Lady Elizabeth, an iron bark with a tonnage of 1,155 tons, was constructed in 1879 in England. This vessel was a globetrotter, ferrying various cargoes to numerous destinations worldwide. However, on December 4, 1912, near Cape Horn, it faced a severe storm that tragically resulted in the loss of 4 crew members and inflicted considerable damage on its deck fittings, keys, and other parts. Following the storm, the ship's captain aimed to reach the nearest port for repairs and directed the damaged vessel towards the Falkland Islands. Unfortunately, about 15 miles from Port Stanley, the Lady Elizabeth struck a rock, causing irreparable damage. Subsequently, the bark was acquired by a company specializing in salvaging damaged vessels and was repurposed as a floating warehouse. In 1936, another storm caused the Lady Elizabeth to break free from its moorings. It drifted until it found its current resting place in Whalebone Cove. Despite its series of misfortunes, the vessel remains in relatively good condition today. Notably, its lifeboat and the main anchor handle are still intact. There were plans to transform the Lady Elizabeth into a museum. However, these efforts were thwarted due to a lack of funding. As a result, this historic bark continues to sway gently with the waves. Number 12. Tarballs. On beaches from California's sunny shores to the historic coastlines of the Mediterranean, mysterious tarballs have long puzzled and troubled local communities. These dark, sticky blobs of hardened oil are more than just unsightly. They're hazardous. Tarballs range in size, some as small as 0.2 inches, while others are several inches across. They're not only a nuisance, but also pose serious risks to wildlife and humans, containing toxic substances that threaten health and safety. The presence of these tarballs on beaches often points to larger environmental challenges, typically tied to oil spills, which can devastate marine ecosystems. A striking example occurred in May 2015 at Manhattan Beach, California. The beach had to be closed due to a sudden influx of these hazardous oil lumps. Investigations revealed that the tarballs were likely the result of an oil pipeline leak, underscoring the direct impact of human activities on natural habitats. This issue is not limited to the United States. In 2023, Israel's coasts also faced a severe environmental crisis when a significant amount of tarballs washed ashore. This was one of the country's worst environmental disasters, believed to have been caused by a ship that leaked oil about 30 miles offshore during a storm. Number 11. Giant driftwood. Driftwood typically refers to logs that have spent considerable time in the water, but occasionally, these pieces can be surprisingly large. A remarkable example of this occurred on a California beach after a storm, when an exceptionally large piece of driftwood washed ashore. The sheer size of this driftwood made it an unusual sight that was hard to ignore. A passerby, struck by its size, decided to document this natural phenomenon by taking photos and capturing video. He estimated the tree's diameter to be about 2 meters. Despite its impressive appearance and the interest it garnered, the driftwood's substantial size meant that it couldn't remain on the beach. Recognizing this, the individual who discovered the driftwood reached out to specialized coastal cleanup services. These professionals handle the removal of debris that washes ashore, ensuring that beaches stay clean and safe for public use. A few days later, the massive tree was carefully removed from the beach. Scientists are scared. Terrifying message from unknown civilization found on beach, because a similar occasion was reported when a woman found a giant tree, except this one bore mysterious letters carved into its surface. Number 10. U-boat. In Hastings, a typical morning turned into a historical event when a German U-boat from World War I unexpectedly washed up on the local shores. Known as SMU-118, this submarine became an instant sensation, drawing crowds fascinated by its presence and eager to explore a piece of history. The discovery sparked such interest that the Admiralty decided to capitalize on it by charging a fee for tours on the submarine's deck. Guided by two members of the Coast Guard, the tours offered people a rare glimpse into the past. Unfortunately, the excitement was short-lived. Both Coast Guards guiding the tours mysteriously fell ill and tragically died. Investigations later uncovered a chilling cause. Chlorine gas leaking from the submarine's old batteries had fatally poisoned them, severely damaging their lungs and brains. The U-boat had its own remarkable story. Launched on May 8, 1918 from the AG Vulcan shipyard in Hamburg, and commanded by Herbert Stowasser, it was active for only a brief period before the end of World War I on November 11, 1918. Post-war, it was handed over to France and was being towed through the English Channel to be scrapped. However, fate intervened on April 15, 1919, when a storm caused it to break loose and run aground near Hastings. Given the submarine's proximity to the public beach, using explosives for its removal was considered too dangerous. Thus, the U-boat remained stranded, becoming an unintended yet temporary local attraction until safer measures could be implemented. Number 9. Bananas. In 2007, beachgoers on two Dutch North Sea islands encountered an extraordinary sight: thousands of bananas scattered across the sand. This unusual scene resulted from a maritime accident during a storm when at least 6 containers fell off a cargo ship, and one burst open, spilling its contents into the sea. This event occurred on Terschelling Island, located 70 miles north of Amsterdam, transforming the beach into an impromptu banana buffet. Such odd occurrences weren't entirely new to the island. Over the years, the shores had seen a range of unexpected items, from children's toys to aluminum briefcases and even tennis shoes. However, the banana incident stood out as particularly surreal, surpassing even the surprise from 2 decades earlier when a shipment of sweaters washed ashore. Locals and tourists alike took advantage of the bounty, collecting the unripe bananas by the handful. While the fate of the bananas that remained on the beach is unclear, there was speculation that they might have ended up at nearby zoos, delighting the resident monkeys with a surprise treat. Number 8. Mysterious blue creature. On an otherwise ordinary day at an Australian beach, visitors were taken aback by the appearance of a mysterious blue creature on the sand, sparking both curiosity and concern among beachgoers. The tranquil beach setting quickly changed as this unusual, alien-like blue entity caught everyone's attention. Some adventurous individuals, driven by curiosity, even picked up the creatures, a decision they would soon regret due to the unexpected and severe pain they experienced in their hands. The pain caused by handling the creature led to a sense of panic among the crowd, with many wondering about the nature and origin of this strange marine animal. Marine specialists were quickly consulted to identify and provide insights into this puzzling find. They confirmed the creature to be a bluebottle jellyfish, a species common along Australian coasts, particularly during the summer. The bluebottle jellyfish, while not poisonous, can deliver a sting that is intensely painful. The pain can last for up to 2 hours and may even cause joint aches. Following this identification, warnings were issued to beachgoers to exercise caution and avoid contact with these jellyfish, as the effects of their stings can be serious. The presence of bluebottle jellyfish is not uncommon, but their impact can be significant. In the year 2019, there were over 3,239 reported stings from these jellyfish alone. Number 7. Garfield Phones. For nearly 3 decades, the shores of Brittany, France have been an unusual deposit site for Garfield-themed phones, replicas of the famous lazy red cat from the comic series. Each year, the beaches became cluttered with around 200 of these plastic toys, prompting occasional cleanups by the local community. The mystery of their origin puzzled many and became a strange yet persistent issue for the region. Local residents and volunteers long hoped for an end to the constant influx of these cartoon character phones, but the source remained a secret until recently. A breakthrough came when a man named René Morvan revealed that he had discovered the source of these toys back in the 1990s. Renee stumbled upon a submerged shipping container filled with the Garfield Phones. Out of fear of legal repercussions, he kept his discovery to himself for nearly 30 years. However, weighed down by guilt, he eventually guided volunteers to the location of the container. With Renee's confession, the mystery that had long baffled the local community was finally resolved. The story of the Garfield Phones washing ashore came to a close, as the source of the pollution was identified and could be properly addressed, bringing relief to the beaches of Brittany. Number 6. Witch bottles. Since 2017, the Gulf Coast in the USA has seen the curious emergence of witch bottles. As of November 2023, a Texan named Jace Tunnell discovered what has been identified as the 8th such bottle. The find adds to the growing curiosity and unease surrounding these bottles, as many people who come across them hesitate to open them due to superstitions and the typically unpleasant contents they hold. Witch bottles have their origins in the Middle Ages, a time when fear of witches and their curses was prevalent. To guard against these perceived threats, people would create these bottles as a form of protection. They filled glass bottles with items like nails, hair, herbs, and even bodily fluids, believing that these contents would trap any curses directed at them. It was thought that by casting the bottle into a furnace, any curses contained would be reversed back onto the witch who cast them. Despite this fiery method of disposal traditionally associated with witch bottles, their appearance along modern shores remains a mystery. Before we move on, here's today's subscriber's pick. Imagine strolling along Lausch Beach in Washington State when you stumble upon an astonishing sight: a massive trunk of a giant red cedar washed ashore. This isn't just any piece of driftwood. It spans over 25 meters, dwarfing everything around it. The photograph shared by the finder shows just how small she appears next to this colossal tree. Scientists are scared. Terrifying message from unknown civilization found on beach. The true mystery begins with what she found on the trunk. Strange letters and hieroglyphs carved into the wood, their meanings lost to time. She took her curious find online, sparking a flurry of speculations among netizens. Many suggested that the markings could be an ancient death stone, a warning left by our ancestors about severe droughts. Could this be a message from the past, urging caution, or simply the creative work of a past wanderer? What do you think these mysterious markings mean? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Number 5. Giant plastic pipes. In 2017, the beaches of Norfolk, England became the unexpected landing site for a series of enormous plastic pipes, creating an unusual sight along the coast. These were no ordinary pipes. Some were as large as 8 feet in diameter and stretched up to 1,500 feet in length. Originally, these pipes were part of a shipment from Norway to Algeria, intended for a large construction project. However, the journey took an unexpected turn when the pipes, being towed by a ship, were set loose following a collision with the container ship tasked with transporting them. This mishap sent the massive pipes adrift across the North Sea, ultimately causing them to wash up on shores of places like Seapalling and Winterton. Despite their daunting size, local authorities were quick to reassure the public that the pipes presented no environmental threat or danger of pollution. They soon turned into a temporary tourist attraction, with visitors and especially children using them as a gigantic impromptu playground by the sea. The recovery of these pipes involved a meticulous and careful operation. Each was corralled off the coast before being sent back to Norway. The removal process was carried out smoothly and efficiently, with no issues arising, ensuring that the pipe's unexpected visit was brief. Once the operation was complete, the beaches of Norfolk returned to their normal state, as if the giant pipes had never visited their shores. Number 4. Metal ball. In early 2023, an intriguing discovery was made at Enshu Beach in Hamamatsu, Japan, where a massive metal ball washed ashore, capturing the attention of both locals and experts. This iron sphere, about 60 inches across, sparked widespread curiosity and speculation. To address safety concerns, investigators used X-ray technology to examine the sphere, determining that it was hollow inside, which ruled out the possibility of it being an unexploded ordnance. The origin of this mysterious metal ball, however, remained unclear, leaving authorities and the media puzzled. Various theories were proposed about what it could be and where it came from. People speculated everything from it being an extraterrestrial artifact or a secret government project to simply debris from a meteorite. Specialists from different fields weighed in, but despite thorough examinations, they could not confirm its true nature. With no definitive evidence to clarify its origins, the prevailing hypothesis suggested that the sphere might be a piece of space debris. The lack of answers only fueled more intrigue and speculation about this unusual object that had mysteriously ended up on the shores of Japan. Number 3. Mysterious chairs. In mid-December 2023, Matthew Jacob, a resident of Margate, England, made a curious discovery while walking along the beach. He stumbled upon a row of chairs lined up on the shore, which he initially thought were airplane seats from a potential crash. Matthew quickly shared his find on TikTok, where he had thousands of followers. The post sparked a flurry of speculation among his audience, with some suggesting these chairs might be from notable aviation incidents like the missing Mia Airlines Flight 370 from 2014 or the Trans World Airlines Flight 800 that exploded in 1996 near New York. However, this dramatic theory was soon clarified by the police. They explained that the chairs did not come from a plane crash. Instead, they were once part of a train. It appears that an old train carriage had been dumped into the sea to help create an artificial reef. Over time, the chairs had detached from the decaying structure and washed up on the shore. Number 2. Alien hand. In an unexpected twist during a casual beach walk in Wisconsin, USA, a group of friends stumbled upon what appeared to be a skeletal hand. Initially mistaken for a Halloween decoration, a closer look revealed that their find was far from ordinary. This discovery quickly captured global attention, sparking widespread speculation and excitement over the potential of encountering extraterrestrial life right here on Earth. The skeletal hand, found amidst the sands along a serene coastline, became a sensation overnight. Dubbed the alien hand, it fueled debates and theories about alien life forms and unexplored natural phenomena. Despite the fantastical theories, the true nature and origin of the hand remain a mystery. Scientists and experts have been drawn to the find, eager to determine whether it represents a new species, a rare anomaly, or something else entirely. Number 1. Ichthyosaur Skeleton. In early 2021, an unexpected discovery at Rutland Water Nature Reserve in Rutland, England, turned a routine landscaping job into a historic event. Joe Davis, a worker at the reserve, noticed unusual bumps at the bottom of the reservoir. Suspecting they could be more than just irregularities in the mud, the reserve staff initiated an excavation. What they uncovered was extraordinary: the remains of a dinosaur. To ensure accurate identification, paleontologists from the University of Manchester were called in. They determined that the remains were those of an ichthyosaur, a marine reptile that lived over 180 million years ago. This particular ichthyosaur was about 10 meters long, making it a significant find. This discovery was particularly sensational because it marked the first time such a well-preserved and complete skeleton of an ichthyosaur had been found in Great Britain. Ichthyosaurs, though resembling fish and dolphins in appearance, were reptiles, known for their elongated snouts, large eyes, and limbs that had evolved into flippers. While they typically measured between 2 to 4 meters in length, the largest known ichthyosaur was discovered in 2016 and reached up to 23 meters. That's all for now. Until next time, bye.